This week on Steel Horse Thunder.
Our motto, Eagle Riders rock.
We head to Shelbyville for the D.A.R.E ride.
D.A.R.E D.A.R.E's acronym is Drug Abuse Resistance Education. However, it's more than just about drugs anymore. It's about making right decisions, good decisions.
Then we send them off for the ride to the wall.
My youngest son there asked me if I wanted to go to Sturgis or D.C., and I said I'd like to go to D.C. because of all the bets, so that's where we're headed.
All that and much more this week on Steel Horse Thunder.
Steel Horse is brought to you by Leidendorf Law, with over 60 years' experience in motorcycle and automotive injury cases.
Vince, what do we have to look forward to this year with Flat Out?
Man, I'm trying to do something every weekend. Even if it's not a big, huge event, I just want people to have some place to go. Because I know sometimes I get on my bike and I'm like, where am I going to head? You know what I mean? So just about every Saturday, check our Facebook page, Flat Out Motorcycles. There's something on the print every Saturday, either an open house or an event. Today, our Indian Motorcycle Ride group met up here with some people that weren't involved in the group, and they rode up for the Run for the Sun up in Anderson.
Obviously, you have this beautiful Indian showroom floor that you guys have here, but there's so much more than that here at Flat Out.
There is. I mean, Kawasaki, Yamaha for your street bike stuff. If you've got, if you play in the mud or you got a farm, we got the Polaris, the Can-Ams. I mean, there's really something here for everybody. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be just motorcycles. You've got other hobbies that involve power sports, it's here.
Motorcycle riders want the freedom of the open road. Unfortunately, other motorists often do not give riders the proper attention the law requires. Call us at Leidendorf Law. Like family, because we are.
Hey, it's Thursday Night Bike Night. I'm here with Dan Yohe. He's the official realtor of Steel Horse Thunder. You know, Dan, we got a chance to meet you a few weeks ago. Tell me a little bit about the services that you provide.
Well, obviously, I'm here to help represent anyone, whether you're looking to buy the home of your future or to sell the current home that you're in. I'm happy to answer any questions that anybody has for me. No obligation at all. And if you want to know what your home's worth, happy to help you with that. If you have questions about inspections or what to get prepared for, I'm happy to help you with that as well.
Good deal. And I know we see you out here at Bike Night quite a bit. I know you're going to be at some of the rides this year, and you're pretty easily approachable. And so when you see Dan out there, if you got some questions, make sure you stop by and talk to him.
Absolutely.
Hey, today's charity ride is sponsored by 36 Saloon out in Rockville, Indiana. If you haven't been to the 36 Saloon yet, first of all, you're probably the only one that hasn't been there yet, but you need to get out there and check this place out. I mean, this is one of the coolest establishments out there. Yeah, you got your regular restaurant inside. The architect alone is worth going out there for. But you also got the hog pit outside. They got another, it's a whole nother restaurant outside at the hog pit, man. Cindy, what do you think about the place?
I think it's great. It's an awesome place. You'll want to go out there and check it out.
No doubt. Well, Cindy, we're up here in Shelbyville, Indiana. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. Weather is perfect. What's going on today?
This is the D.A.R.E ride, and it looks like it's going to be a great day because there's a lot of bikes showing up. We have record heat, which I'm thankful for. Yes.
No doubt. No spring this year. Imagine that. And that's okay with us. I'm ready for the summer. I'm ready to sweat. I'm ready for this stuff. So let's go find some people, find out what the Eagle Riders are doing here today, and let's go have a good time.
Let's go.
All right, Floyd, I understand you're kind of the D.A.R.E officer that's responsible for this?
Right, I'm a D.A.R.E officer. I've been a D.A.R.E officer for about 18 years. I'm retired now. 2 years ago I retired, but I still remain as a reserve, so I can still stay in the school and kind of teach the D.A.R.E program. Also the school resource officer for the elementary schools that we have here in town. I just float from all three of them every day to make sure everything's okay.
And now, for those that aren't familiar with D.A.R.E, how do you explain D.A.R.E to somebody?
D.A.R.E D.A.R.E's acronym is Drug Abuse Resistance Education. However, it's more than just about drugs anymore. It's about making right decisions, good decisions, and that's what the D.A.R.E program is really about anymore, is making the right decisions. You make the right decisions, you're not going to have to worry about the alcohol, the tobacco, the illegal drugs. And what I find is that's what they need more than anything right now.
So how'd you get hooked up with the Eagle Riders?
Well, actually, Tom came to me about 6 months ago and said, hey, we want to have a bike ride for you. I've known Tom for many years, and I've always helped him escort rides in and out of Shelbyville. It just makes it a little bit safer. And then he said, hey, I want to have a bike ride for you. And I was like, hey, okay. So well, we just put it together, and so far, knock on wood, it has turned out real well, even before we even had the ride.
All right, Tom, I'm with you here. We're in Shelbyville. Motorcycles are pulling in. We got the D.A.R.E ride going on. How'd this ride get started?
Well, for several years I've been doing rides in and out of Shelby County, and Floyd Hastings, the D.A.R.E officer, has always provided us escort to make our rides safer. And I really appreciate that. And for many years now, Floyd has been the D.A.R.E officer here, and he's mentored and been a role model for the younger kids in Shelby County, and helps with the teachers and does all kinds of things to make sure the kids are on the right page in school. And with the drug problem, the opioid problem in every community now, we here in Shelby County, the bikers especially, believe that you start teaching young kids early, you'll get a grip on that. And if we can straighten out and turn some young kids in the right direction, this is all worth it. It's all worth it. Floyd does a great job, and we think that it's important to support people that are mentoring the kids nowadays, because it's a different world out there than when we were growing up.
That is the truth. And I mean, I know we had our issues. I mean, I don't know how old you are, but I did grow up in the 60s and 70s, and we had our share of our stuff going on then, but it is a totally different world out there now. And I'm just glad to see what you guys are doing. And Eagle Riders, I mean, I know so many of you guys now that I've gotten to know, and the Eagle Riders just always seem to be at the front of doing whatever needs to be done.
Well, our motto is people helping people, but you have your priorities with that. Children are first. You start with the young children, and they'll grow up to be fine citizens, and if we can do something to help support that cause and get a grip on this problem in everybody's community, starting with the young kids, we've done something good. And as bikers, to pay a few bucks to have a good, enjoyable 100-mile ride today, and help the kids and the teachers here in Shelby County, and I just think it's great.
Diane, I hear that you guys do a chili cook-off sometime in January. Can you tell me about that?
Absolutely. Every year, the fourth Saturday in January, we have our annual chili cook-off for the D.A.R.E program.
And Ed supports this ride, right?
Absolutely. We decided to do this ride since we have been supporting D.A.R.E for the last 9 years or so. We wanted to marry the two, and so we do something in the winter, which is the chili cook-off, to keep us together. And then we decided this would be our ride our main ride for the year.
Well, thank you so much for doing it, because I know it means a lot to a lot of people. So thank you so much. Thank you for doing the chili cook-off, and have a great ride today.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You are the chaplain. Tell me about this ride.
This ride is for the D.A.R.E ride. It's not just about the drugs and the stuff, but getting the education in the kids in the schools, and just to try to help these kids, get them at a young age before they get involved in any kind of opiates or any kind of drug, whatever out there. Just get the knowledge in them and prevent it, because the young ones are our future. And just the older folks in what we do, people helping people, we want to make sure our future relies on people that's not strung out on drugs. And it's just a good cause, and we do many for others, but children are first, and the rest comes in place afterwards.
So as a chaplain, do you get to go out and pray for these kids?
I pray with these kids. I pray for our rides, our meetings. If the heat can bring out a attitude, I go and try to calm that attitude down, and usually do. And you just do what a chaplain does. Keep peace.
So Buster, I just got to say, I love this hat. Tell me about this hat.
Okay, this is a steampunk Kraken, like the creature from the mythical movies. It's got the design on the top. It's got an eyeball. It's got a little light up here in the top. It pulsates if you turn it on at night. And I ride with it, and it rides really nice.
Well, it looks like a third eye up there.
Yeah, I need a third eye. I need one in the back.
Yeah, don't we all?
On the road, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, this is the D.A.R.E ride, and you're out here today. Thank you for being here. It's a great day. You guys are going to have a great time. What brought you out here to this ride?
Well, I'm a member of this Shelbyville Eagle Riders, so this is an event we put together with Officer Floyd Hastings, and everybody shows up and supports it, and we do a good job, have a good time. Going to raise a lot of money today.
Brian, we're out here in Shelbyville at the charity ride, and I noticed a lot of infamous few patches out here. Can you tell me a little bit about the organization?
We started down around Batesville. We've evolved into 3 different chapters. We do a lot of charity stuff. Anything that has anything to do with kids, the military, police, we're all over that. We've actually got guys going to 2 different rides today. There's one here and then one in Edinburgh. So we do everything we can to help anybody we can.
So this is what you guys do, though. I mean, you specialize in doing these charity rides and stuff like that.
That's what we do. That's as far as we're concerned, that's the best thing we can do for everybody, including ourselves. So.
And that's what it is all about, giving back to everybody else and trying to make a better place. I know me, now that I'm getting older, it's not so much about me that I think about. It's more about my kids or my grandkids. Now it's my grandkids I'm thinking about, what's it going to be like for them when they grow up.
Yeah, not only are we helping somebody else, we're enjoying our time. It's all about the brotherhood with us. We try to get together as often as possible. We meet here in town at Crosstown Bar every Friday night if anybody wants to come hang out. We're always inviting to anyone.
Hey man, we're here in Shelbyville. We have the Eagle Riders putting on the D.A.R.E ride, and who else do I bump into? Mark Ladendorf of Ladendorf Law. Mark, what brings you out here?
Well, I'll tell you, I had the privilege of representing Tom Bland, who's the president of the Shelbyville Eagle Riders and also involved with the Beech Grove Eagle Riders. And when Tom said we're going to run this ride, I said, Tom, anything you need, I'll be there and support Steel Horse, Thunder, support you, and support your family. And Tom and Cindy are now friends of mine over the years that I've got the opportunity to work with them. And that's my commitment to the motorcycle community is I want to become a friend. That's what we want to do at Ladendorf Law. This isn't just about law and representing people, but damn it, I was given a chore, given a privilege to represent people, and I try to do it with my heart and soul. And Steel Horse Thunder, all the riders mean something to me, and that's what I want to do in life. And I'm not getting any younger, but I'll tell you what, my passion burns deep for the motorcycle community and for everyone I represent, and it's always a privilege to be part of this, and I appreciate it, Scott.
Well, and I talk to people all the time, and I've been very fortunate. I haven't had to call you on a business type of level, you know what I mean? I've been very fortunate in that area. And, and that's what I tell people all the time. It's like, I know a lot of people that have been represented through Ladendorf Law, and they've always, I've never heard anything bad said. I said, but all I can tell you about is Mark Ladendorf, the person. And that's what attracts me to you. That's what brings me to Ladendorf Law, is the fact that you guys, it's real. You're not a bunch of suit and ties that stay behind the desk all the time. It's like, and that's what, I can say, I can tell you what kind of person he is. And Mark Ladendorf is a top-notch, #1 kind of guy. And that's what we appreciate about you.
You just keep talking, my friend, because I'm getting more friends from you. It's just a pleasure, and I appreciate everything y'all done for me. And you just call me if anybody needs me on a ride or something. We'll be there, and we'll try to donate to the charities that the motorcycle community sponsors. We want to be part of that. We want to be part of the. You go into the community and you tell the truth, and everything about the motorcycle community is about giving back. And that's where I became just committed, and that's part of my life now. And so I'm very proud to do that. And safe rides, people who care, people who want to give back, and that's really what my firm's about too. And that makes me proud.
Don't look now. Crambo's isn't just paint. It's your one-stop shop for motorcycle gear, parts, and service. Crambo's, voted the Indy A-List #1 motorcycle shop 2 years running, has expanded with the state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment for tuning your fuel-injected Harley and a new paint facility to make your bike stand out from all the others. Crambo's also has a new retail area complete with leather, chrome, audio, and all your parts and service needs. Crambo's, voted #1 for a reason.
You've been injured in an automobile collision, and suddenly your vocabulary has been expanded to include terms totally unfamiliar to you. We know accidents can be overwhelming to the injured victims and their families. You know you can put your trust in the familiar faces of Leidendorf Law. We take care of you and your family so that you can focus on recovering from your injuries. Leidendorf Law, like family, because we are.
Welcome to Southside Harley. I'm here to tell you about the new boots we got in. They're made with heat-resistant leather. Regular boots go up to about 140 degrees in the leather, and these keep you about 54 degrees cooler. Think about that hot day when you're out on that long ride. These boots are going to be the ones you want to get. We have men's and women's, so if you want to try them on, just come on in to Southside Harley.
The attorneys at Leidendorf Law have over 100 years of experience in personal injury and wrongful death litigation. Call us at Leidendorf Law. Leidendorf Law, like family, because we are.
How would you describe, in a nutshell, what is Texas Corral?
Texas Corral is more than a restaurant. It's actually it's a Texas-themed dining experience. It's good for the whole family. If you want to come and bring everyone, or if you just want to come in and have a beer, it's totally fine either way.
And just like in Texas, everything is bigger here.
Absolutely. We have big beers, big samplers, but low prices.
So whether you're taking the family out to dinner, or if you just finished riding the back roads of beautiful southern Indiana with your buddies on the motorcycles, Texas Corral is the place to be. 2 great locations.
This is a standard lawyer commercial. This is a dramatic shot of me walking down the hallway. This is a stage scene of me talking to clients, even though they're not actual clients. This is the closing shot in my office, where I say my catchphrase looking professional and confident. Look, all lawyer commercials are the same, but not all lawyers are the same. Leidendorf Law has been involved in the motorcycle community for over 35 years, with many more years to come. Leidendorf Law, like family, because we are.
Hey, it's a Thursday morning. I'm in Indianapolis. It can only mean one thing: Rolling Thunder's Ride to the Wall. So what do you say we go talk to everybody? They're getting ready to make that trip out to Washington, D.C. for the demonstration ride. And I'll tell you what, there isn't a better group of people than what's right behind me. Let's go talk to them, find out what's going on this year. Hey man, it's hard to believe, but it's already time for Rolling Thunder's Ride to the Wall. Bill, I know we had the opportunity to do this with you a couple years ago, and it was just one of the greatest experiences I ever had in my life. What are you looking forward to this year?
Well, I'll tell you, we're excited. You can see the beautiful weather we're having today. Unlike the year you went with us, we're not going to freeze the first couple miles we head down the road. So we're looking for a great ride, a good time, on a mission that's important to us and all the friends that are going with us.
Now, for those that haven't, if you've never done this ride, I'm telling you, you'll never be more safe doing a group ride than you will with these guys right here. Could you kind of explain how you guys work with the group, putting everybody into like squads and that kind of stuff?
Sure. Safety is our big thing. We want everybody to get there and get back home, but have a great ride. We have a wide variety of skill levels riding with. Some of us have been riding for years and are familiar riding all over the country, but we have some riders, this is the first time they've had their bike outside of Indiana. So we play to everyone's skill level. We don't want anyone to be pushed over their level, so we adjust to the weak links in the chain. We're leaving with 65 bikes this morning, so we'll break down into smaller squads of a maximum of 8 bikes. That way, as we get in heavy traffic, we can break apart. Leave enough room for traffic to go in and out between us. We also explained to everybody, if a car wants to come out, we don't argue. We open up and let them come through the group. And we found that most people don't want to ride in between a motorcycle group anyway, so they go right on through. So safety, safety, safety is what we're totally focused on this ride.
And that is my favorite part about you guys, is you're very, I mean, we had to go through a class before we could even go on this ride, but that was the thing that I think I love the most is, hey, remember, they don't want to be in the midst of our group just as much as we don't want them in the midst of our group. Let them come in, do what they got to do, and let them go out, and I love that. But I will argue, I don't know if safety is their number one rule. Their number one rule, get your ass out of bed early in the morning.
Yes, we do leave early. Sunday morning when we head down to the Pentagon parking lot, we're going to leave the hotel at 6:30 in the morning. Because when you invite about 1 million of your like-minded friends to come on over for a little demonstration ride, it creates quite a traffic jam trying to get in there.
And so you guys are making a ride out to the wall this year with Rolling Thunder.
Yes, sir, we are. We're ready to go. We're ready to rock and roll. There's 15 bikes in our 2 squads, and we're ready to rock.
You got any FNGs going?
We do. We have about 12, or we have about 8, I think, out of our group. So we got new guys. Always looking for new people to go with us.
Well, and that's the important thing. I mean, you like people that have been before because they know what's going on, but I mean, if you don't see the green badges out there, it's like, all right, the word's not getting out good enough, because I've said it time and time again. This is something that every motorcyclist should do, whether they're military background or not. This is something they need to do.
And it's really outstanding when you're standing in that parking lot surrounded by thousands and thousands and thousands of motorcycles, and you see the group and you see all the activity that's going around, and you see when it starts off at 12 o'clock and they start rolling out, going out, and it takes 4 hours at least to empty those 3 parking lots. It is a group demonstration ride, and you will remember it the rest of your life.
Well, hey, when you get out here in the morning and it's Rolling Thunder's Ride to the Wall, the one thing you always look for, well, yeah, you do look for the pretty girls too, but you'll also look for the little FNG badge right there. What does that stand for?
Well, I'm sure one can use their imagination, but as they described it, a friendly new girl or a friendly new guy. So just fill in the, as they said, ask a vet, and they will let you know. So can't see it, but wink, wink. Ask a vet.
I appreciate you doing it that way. So, what made you decide, hey, I'm going to go out to D.C. for this ride?
Well, actually, my mom was raised in Lanham, Maryland, so I've been out to the East Coast hundreds of times, but my dad has gone so many times, and he's just spoke so highly about it, and I actually just bought my bike last October, so I'm riding on the back of his just so I can get the longevity of how long it is on a bike, and so maybe next year I'll ride on my own, but I'm just really excited for all the festivities and everything, so.
That's really cool, and that's, it's kind of smart thinking right there. You just started riding your own bike, so hey, let's get on the back of one. There's going to be close to 1 million motorcycles when you get to DC.
So I've heard. I'm excited to see this. It's really nice when you're riding in a long group of people to be in the front and the back, because you get to see all the weaving in and out. So I'm excited to see that. So yes.
It is something, it's a sight to behold, and I would love to be able to find you after you come back to find out how it changed you. Do you have military in your background?
A lot of my family are Air Force and Navy, and so yes, this, that, and the other. So yeah.
Okay, well, I have none, and it changed my life. So I can't imagine having ties to the military like you do. I can't wait to talk to you after you come back to see what this ride did for you.
Definitely, I'd like that, yes.
What made you decide, you know what, I want to do this ride to Rolling Thunder?
I put the POWMIA plate to support their cause. They sent the flyer out and decided to make that choice to do that this year. It's been on my bucket list of things to do, so here I am.
That's cool. That is so cool. Are you familiar with this ride at all?
A little bit. I know what they do riding into DC, and visiting the wall and all that stuff. So,
and you do. Have you ever been to DC before?
I have not. I've done the honor flights where they bring the guys back. So I've been part of that as well. So seen that the guys come back from there. So it's a good experience.
That is
Forward to this one.
that's super cool. And I would love to be able to talk to you after you got back and find out what this weekend meant to you, because I know it changed my life. And I can't say that. I know people hear me say it all the time, but it's so true. I think you made a great decision to go on this ride. And is there anything in particular you're looking forward to?
No, just the ride. Getting on two wheels, getting in the wind with all these guys, Rolling Thunder. Looking forward to it.
I see the famed badge. I proudly display one of those. Proudly display one at my house. I do. I'm very happy that I was able to make this ride. I see you got your bike all loaded down. You're ready to go. What made you decide to go on this ride this year?
I'm a veteran myself. I've always wanted to do the ride. I've heard about it for years. Going with my father as well. So it's kind of two bucket list items in 1 week. Long distance ride with him. Riding to DC to support the wall and the POW Missing in Action movement. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Dude, I'm telling you what, be prepared to laugh and cry more this weekend than you've ever done in your life.
I've got tissues and I've got my smile ready. So yeah.
There you go. Well, that's what you need to do this ride. You know, just be safe. And I know they preach safetiness with this group right here. It is the safest long distance ride you'll ever take in your life. And I personally would just like to say thank you so much for your service and just appreciate you sacrificing for us.
Thank you. Appreciate what you guys do as well. I will say your guys' coverage of it was 2 years ago, I believe it was. Dad and I watched that together and we were like, man, we really got to do this. So appreciate you guys as well.
All right, man, it's Thursday morning and you've chosen to take this ride to Washington, D.C. with Rolling Thunder, Ride to the Wall. What made you come up with this idea?
My youngest son there asked me if I wanted to go to Sturgis or D.C., and I said I'd like to go to D.C. because of all the vets, so that's where we're headed.
So you had a choice, DC or Sturgis. Now, Sturgis obviously more of a party, but I believe you made the right decision on this one.
So did my body, because I'm not sure I could ride all the way to Sturgis, so that's one reason.
That is true, and in all honesty, it's somewhat of a boring ride out to Sturgis. And you're going to hit some beautiful mountains coming out here. Heading out to DC and stuff. Going through Washington or West Virginia is beautiful. And I just think it's so cool that you and your son are being able to take a trip like this.
Yes, I got a wife at home that's got breast cancer, and I was going to stay with her, and she insisted I go because I can do it with him. She said, when do you get a chance to do something with your son? So.
Wow. Man, that's phenomenal. And what is your wife's name?
Cheryl, Cheryl.
Well, Cheryl will be in our prayers as well as you and your son as you're taking this trip. And again, I wish we could get with people afterwards so I could talk to you guys afterwards to see what this trip meant to you, because you've never been out to the DC, right?
I just took my badge off because I didn't want it flapping in the wind. It's the only reason I don't have my. But I'm looking forward to it. What I heard.
All right, man. Well, you guys be safe. Thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you. Take care.
Out to all right, Gene. You've decided to go on this ride to Rolling. Try that. All right, you ready? You know what you're doing?
I dare you to go.
All right, here we go. Sounds like a double dare. Hey, Cindy, what's this ride for anyway?